Today we're talking about how eating a ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting can actually help improve your mental health.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Stick with us until the end for an extra added bonus.
Hi, I'm Liz and I'm a clinical holistic therapist, yoga and meditation teacher.
Hi, I'm Skatz and I'm a musician and music therapist with type 2 diabetes. Together, Liz and I have been beating my diabetes with a keto and intermittent fasting lifestyle, and we've also been losing loads of weight and gaining health so that we can grow old together disgracefully.
Help us to help you by doing this.
Subscribe,
and click on the bell. So let's start with keto. If you're new to keto, here's a very quick explanation as to what that entails.
Yes, in a nutshell, if you reduce your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams, maybe 30 grams a day, you go into ketosis, which is where you start burning fat instead of glucose for energy.
So ketones are a much more efficient way to power the brain than glucose. Because fat is actually a much slower burn, a more consistent burn, you don't get the brain fade that you might have had with glucose, eating lots of glucose powering your brain.
That's right.
So we can have a much more active brain using ketones for fuel.
So ketones give you cognitive stamina. That's a really good thing. That means you can think clearly. It means you can think for longer. It means you can keep going throughout the day. How good is that for your mental health?
With ketones fueling your brain, your ability to handle stress is greatly increased. So you're actually able to handle more stressful situations, and with that extra brain power from the ketones, you can make sure that that lasts for a little bit longer too, so that you can keep going in even the most stressful situations.
You're just chilled out, man.
Yeah. Also with this comes more efficiency in your brain as well. So you're able to be more efficient in your thought processes as well.
And there are bonuses as well from ketones. You can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and
it reduces stress, anxiety and depression. We sleep much, much better. So insomnia is reduced and you're actually able to get a good night's rest, which of course we all know good night's rest is fabulous. And also we are more tolerant of change. Our neuroplasticity is able to adjust to new behaviours and new changes much more easily.
Neuroplasticity. Great.
Word of the day.
Stretchy brain.
I always think of plasticine when I think of that.
Yeah, plasticine. Have you had plasticine? Do you get that in America? I know we have some American friends.
I think it's called something different actually.
Is it? It's like a clay that doesn't go hard.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh, yeah. So are we beginning to see how amazing ketones are? I sound really patronising there. Are you beginning to see now? Well, there's more. Because you also get ketones with intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. Again, here's an explanation for the newbies.
Intermittent fasting is where we shorten our eating window.
Most Western lifestyles mean that your eating window is anything up to 14 hours.
Sometimes longer. Skatz and I are now actually starting to do prolonged fasts, which is basically more than one day at a time. You've done a 72, several 48 hours. I've only done a 48, or it was slightly less than 48, but we're getting there.
We advise, like a lot of people advise, that it's best to do the shorter fasts first and work your way up before you do the 48s and the 72-hour fasts.
Yeah, so intermittent fasting first before you start doing the prolonged fasting.
There's a link above here in the corner for a video that we've done all about how to get into intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
We really love intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. It's become the hero of our lives recently.
Now here come the benefits. Doing intermittent fasting for a few weeks has been proven scientifically now to improve something called BDNF by between 50 and 400%.
400%?
Yes.
However, a prolonged fast at 24 hours or more has been proved to produce way more BDNF, which stands for, and I've learnt this now, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Yes!
BDNF helps neurons repair themselves. So therefore, we can actually repair neurons and synapses within the brain.
And we used to think that once the cells were dead, that was it, they were gone. But now actually we know they can be repaired. So now we can actually support new growth, especially in the memory.
Now you may have heard of serotonin,
I have.
which is a neurotransmitter that creates lovely happy thoughts.
Yeah.
And so BDNF actually increases serotonin in the brain, and in turn serotonin increases BDNF in the brain. Then you get to replace and regrow neurons and synapses, and also at the same time the BDNF is creating the lovely happy serotonin.
Oh, that's like a lovely catch-22, isn't it? And then we come to another amazing thing. It's called GABA, which is gamma-aminobutyric acid. And this has the structure of an amino acid, but its primary function is as a neurotransmitter, rather like serotonin.
Yeah. GABA says no or stop to the other neurotransmitters in your brain, creating a sedentary and calming effect for the entire nervous system in the brain and the spinal cord.
Wow. So is it a bit like a traffic cop then?
Little bit like that, only there's no backup. Obviously the most important brain functions still keep going, but if you've got too many thoughts going around in your brain, release of GABA actually just calms that all down, so you feel very much more serene and calm.
It's more like a hippie traffic cop then, going, yeah, calm down, man, stop, and everybody chill.
So everybody play guitar.
Yeah. It's actually also more like the braking mechanism of the vehicles, because it just gets you to slow down and chill.
Yeah. So like I was saying before, when we don't have enough GABA in the brain, we can get very busy thoughts, we can be very stressed out, and it's a bit like all that horrible internal chatter can be too much. GABA is actually involved in sending you off to sleep as well, so it can actually help with insomnia.
So what we're saying is GABA stops the jibber jabber.
Yay!
So if, like quite a large percentage of the Western population and me, you're insulin resistant, then that means your GABA has been depleted in your system. And that's a little bit like your hippie traffic cop taking a break. And just imagine what happens to the traffic then.
Road rage!
Woo.
So that in turn means that you're going to be more likely to be stressed out, which then of course, if you're anything like us, makes us overeat because we comfort eat.
And
then
eat all the wrong foods.
Yeah,
as well.
so of course that means we're just going to start putting weight on.
And if you're thinking, I'll just take some GABA supplements, that'll solve everything. Well, actually, they can't pass through the blood-brain barrier very well. So they probably won't work very effectively at all.
No.
So those are the wonderful benefits of GABA, and what was the other one?
BDNF.
BDNF. Now we come to the bonus round. I don't know what this little dance is, but I quite like it. You should see what's happening to the bottom half.
So new scientific evidence coming out now, there was a really good study just last year, is starting to show that lowered GABA in the brain actually increases the symptoms of things like OCD, ADHD, ADD, and also ASD as well.
And also there's increasing research that we could reduce the symptoms of depression and anxiety by having more GABA in the brain.
Epileptic seizures in young children can also be reduced in number because of the amounts of ketones, BDNF and GABA in their systems from following a keto and intermittent fasting lifestyle.
So I can't wait to get back on a prolonged fast, actually,
me
because
neither.
of the massive benefits that you get and the increased benefits of the longer the fasts. Once you go over 72 hours, which the next fast I'm going to do, and maybe you too.
I think I'm going to,
4 or 5 days.
As some of you may know, we'll put a link up to the top there of the video that I did regarding my depression and anxiety over the years. I'm really hoping to be able to bring you news of improved symptoms or lack of symptoms, hopefully, in the near future.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Because you've gone on such a journey since I've known you.
Oy.
You've been getting better and
Yeah.
got rid of the antidepressants quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's great to see her getting better. But this is going to be even better.
Yes.
And when she found out that that there could be improvements on that. Well, we were both very emotional about that.
I burst into tears. But yes, so this of course is very interesting developments, and we're following the research all the time. We're going to actually put all of the research that I found, all of the documents and all of the scientific research are going to be in the description below so that you can read them for yourself. Some of them are very dry and a bit hard to get through, but please just keep trying. Or if all you read is the conclusions at the end, you really do get an idea of some of the things that are happening regarding GABA, BDNF and ketones in the brain. It's fascinating.
Brilliant. So that's the end of this video.
Yes.
We have many more videos about intermittent fasting and ketosis and all of the things that surround it, and there's also keto recipes in our playlists, so check out everything that we've got on our channel. And don't forget, subscribe, click on the little bell.
Yes, please.
Ding.
And also, could you please like our video? If you've got any questions, queries or anything like that, please leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. I know so many people saying this, but I tell you, we really do love it, and I spend a lot of my day talking to you all. Thank you for all of our subscribers and new subscribers. We love you, and I'm just really interested in your journeys and how it's going for you.
Wonderful. So that's all for now. Peace and love,
Yeah.
and we will see you in the next video. Bye.